Mr. Owens, a question for Mr. Dent.
Mr. Dent, economists have said the U.S. officially entered a recession in December 2007 during the Bush administration. Why should anyone believe Republicans have a plan for making the economy better?
Well, I think you've seen what's happened with the plan that has been presented to us so far, a failed stimulus. Well, first, I'll talk about jobs. I think what things we ought to do, we have to have faith in the private sector to create jobs. I mean, John really supports more of a status approach. If the government simply spends more money, gets more involved in more aspects of our lives, that will grow the economy. I disagree. I believe what we need to do is give small businesses a 20% deduction on income, which was suggested at the time of the stimulus but rejected, because those small businesses will create jobs at a much lower cost, and they'll create them more efficiently, and they will be more sustainable. That's one thing. In fact, I was just at Air Products today and met with a few hundred workers out there. In fact, point one of John Callahan's plan to close loopholes will actually cost Air Products tens of millions of dollars. It's a massive tax increase on American business, a massive, particularly American manufacturers who export. It will kill jobs here and send American headquartered companies to relocate to countries like Ireland. It is a huge and alarming fiasco in the centerpiece of his plan. Also, we need to extend the R&D tax credit, make sure that we extend these current tax rates for all taxpayers, give predictability and stability to those who want to invest.
Mr. Towne.
Sure. Governments do not create sustainable jobs, only people do. And what we need to take a harsh look at is all the tax, labor, and regulatory laws that the government has put in place, and just ask ourselves one very simple question: does this encourage or discourage employment? And if it discourages employment, you need to consider amending it or getting rid of it. Locally, we've seen here the unemployment rise from 5 to 10%. The true national debt of our country, when Mr. Dent took office, was $7.5 trillion, is now 13.6. We need to have we need to take an axe to the federal budget and really reduce the spending that's going on. And we also need to realize that the unfunded liabilities for the Social Security and the Medicare programs per the United States Treasury is $107 trillion. When you add up the true national debt, it comes out to be about $400,000 for every man, woman, and child. And what it's adding up to is this huge bubble in the dollar and the treasury market. And when people, eventually go to the bank and try to get money, we're going to be hit with a lot of problems. And one of the things I favor is a temporary income tax holiday to let people keep what they earn, and to take. Thank you,
Joe. I'll answer your question. We have no reason to believe that sending Charlie Dent back to Washington will result in anything more than more lost jobs. Charlie Dent's record on jobs is clear. He supported the failed economic policies that led to the recession in the first place. That recession, the Wall Street meltdown, he was there for the deregulation of Wall Street, he was there for the bailout of Wall Street, and he stopped accountability of Wall Street every step of the way. This recession has resulted in the loss of over 8 million jobs in this country, 18,000 jobs right here in the Lehigh Valley alone. So once again, do we want to go back to the failed economic policies that got us here in the first place? That's Charlie Dent's